trigger warning. Please proceed with caution if you are prone to or have an eating disorder or disordered eating habits. Once some of the highest paid models in the world, with lucrative 7-figure contracts and prestigious alumni, the fantasy of many young models to walk the runway as a VS Angel was seemingly dashed. However, the Victoria's Secret CFO confirmed that the fashion show is returning after its 4-year hiatus, but as a new version. Many took to Twitter to announce their excitement, but others have criticised the move. Lizzo wrote on Twitter, "This is a win for inclusivity's sake, but if brands start doing this only because they've received backlash, then what happens when the trends change again? Do the CEOs of these companies value true inclusivity, or do they just value money?" I think Lizzo has many valid points, herein that the rebrand never worked. It came a little too late, and although the brand sales were dipping, Victoria's Secret stripped itself of what separated it in the first place, its exclusivity. Take Brandy Melville. Whilst it may seem innocuous to market clothes for petite women, after all, there are many brands that are exclusively plus-sized. This isn't the problem. The company has been accused of racist and discriminatory hiring practices, actively rejecting progress, which results in a toxic corporate culture and marketing strategy. Often the environment of the stores themselves are unfriendly and hierarchical, yet rather than shunning its controversial reputation, it leans into its alleged harmful marketing strategy, and it works. Unlike plus-size branding, which aims to incorporate larger body types into the beauty standard, it feels like Brandy's exclusivity works at the expense of anyone that does not fit the archetype of thin and conventionally pretty. By selling a one-size policy, knowing full well their clothes don't actually fit all, Brandy's exclusivity is different from the exclusivity of plus-size branding. Its message appears to be, it's not the clothes that don't fit, it's you that doesn't fit the clothes. The largest size sold is oversized, which makes it extremely clear who the brand only wants wearing its clothing. The marketing is just as genius as it is cruel, with minimalistic cool girl photo shoots making the brand feel down to earth and relatable, whilst choosing to only hire skinny and conventionally pretty girls. And because the brand is marketed for impressionable teens, it perfectly taps into the age group where an internalized desire to fit in exists. The exclusivity validates girls who fit the clothing and invalidates those who don't. It was very clear to the public that Victoria's Secret's rebrand was tokenism, not activism, and a very weak attempt at woke politics and a reaction to their decline, being left behind in an industry which they monopolised for so long. And with the fashion show return, it becomes even clearer that the brand was simply for political correctness and to temporarily distance itself from Leslie Wexner's ties to Jeffrey Epstein. In fact, its return appears right on time, with changing trends, where designers are backtracking on their pledge to feature bigger models now that thin, under the guise of clean girl wellness, is acceptably in. It's a wonder if Victoria's Secret will really phase out its Angels branding with the upcoming show, given the previous show's strict weight and body fat requirements. The Victoria's Secret diet. Despite the constant talk of pizza parties and junk food, model Robin Lawley, who went to a Victoria's Secret casting but was not hired, described the show as a whole starvation camp situation. She explained, "My friends are on that stage. They have to put their bodies to such extremes that once they cast the show, they couldn't maintain that kind of lifestyle or they'd die." For example, Adriana Lima's diet plan consisted of 6 meals per day and 2 litres of water. A typical day of eating for her consisted of a light breakfast, such as oatmeal with a mix of nuts and fruits, a morning snack, like a protein shake with fruit and vegetables, Lunch, such as chicken breast, sweet potato, rice, and vegetables. An afternoon snack, like carrot sticks or celery. Dinner, such as a light salad with lean protein, like fish. And a night snack, such as buckwheat, hemp milk, and honey. But this isn't even for the show. As the brand's longest-serving model, retiring after 20 years, Adriana told The Telegraph in 2011 that she cut out solid food for 9 days, drinking only water, protein shakes with powdered egg whites, vitamins and supplements. 2 days before the show, she will stop drinking a gallon of water a day and drink normally. Then 12 hours before the show, she will stop drinking any liquids completely. Dehydration was a big issue, as many angels did not drink fluids either, although Adriana noted it was an honor and a dream come true to be a VS angel. She said, "Sometimes people think her job is so easy when they don't know what you go through. Here I am, 4 weeks after giving birth to my beautiful daughter, Valentina, and after days of physical therapy because I had a fractured knee, putting all my focus on getting ready for a fashion show." Ed Razek denied the brand had anything to do with how the models train. "We don't tell them to," he said. "They compete with one another." Although, in 2015, he recounted his response when a young model asked about her rejection. He told her, "Every night I see a picture of you on Instagram from a club, and every night while you were doing that, Adriana Lima was jumping rope for 3 hours." It seemed that most of the angels started with a high protein or fats breakfast, as opposed to carbs, such as oatmeal, eggs, and avocado toast, a protein smoothie, or a smoothie bowl. A lot of angels like Stella Maxwell or Lorena Ray seem to be fans of oatmeal. As for lunch, Kendall Jenner and Bella Hadid would often go for chicken salad with brown rice. Martha Hunt would make her own salads with some dressing, whereas Jasmine Tookes and Josephine Scriver would often have the same thing, as they often worked out together, typically opting for grilled chicken with teriyaki sauce and green veggies. For dinner, they typically had something light. Candace Swanepoel would eat veggie soup, Kelsey Merritt would eat salad or fish, Devin Windsor preferred to cook, often making Thai chicken soup. Bridget Malcolm apologized for publicizing her damaging eating habits and exercise regime. She opened up about the countless conversations with fellow models, all of whom are tiny, where they call themselves fat. In 2016, Erin Heatherton said that she had been pressured to lose more weight by the company, despite exercising twice a day and following a strict meal plan. She said, "I got to a point where one night I got home from a workout and I remember staring at my food and thinking, maybe I should just not eat." The realities of being a VS angel included cutting food groups, foregoing to see friends for exercise, being unable to eat socially, obsessing about diet and size. Bridget Malcolm once said she ate as little as 800 calories. For reference, Bridget is 5'10". It appears that most of the VS angels consume around 1,500 to 2,000 calories. Romy Stride even opened up about her difficulties conceiving because of the lifestyle. She wrote on Instagram, "I think I pressured my body too much. I worked out very often and my period stopped for about 6 years." In 2012, the show's creative director was asked by the New York Times whether they would cast, quote, plus-size Kate Upton, who had already appeared in the brand's catalogues. The director replied, "Never. She's like a footballer's wife, with the 2 blonde hair and the kind of face that anyone with enough money can go out and buy." Yet, all the models are expected to be grateful for the job. After all, isn't it a dream come true? Maya Cotton stated, "I used to think about what this moment would feel like, and it's indescribable." Willow Hand added, "This has been my dream since I was a little girl. I've never worked so hard or wanted something in my life so badly." A scout for the Next Model Management had described the show almost like they've turned it into the American dream. Once you've gotten to this point as a model, this is the pinnacle. You've made it. It's your identity, worth, and status.